All right, just getting warmed up for a back day. Right now I'm training back twice a week. I've got a back and chest day, and then today's actually my full back day. Starting off with this close grip pull down. I just always find starting with like a pull down movement, I really connect better with the lats and get the shoulder joint warmed up. It's kind of always my go-to for a starting movement. But yeah, gonna run you through my full back day. We're just in the midst of a long off season. Decided to take the year off of competing. So I'm just putting in the days, pounding the food, pounding the weights, and not much exciting stuff happens. It's just pretty monotonous, but I always say married to the monotony. This is what it's all about. So same thing day in, day out. That's the magic. I've got huge legs. My legs are so big, yeah. It's her back day too. She doesn't want to put on a mic. She's too focused. She's also taking the year off to grow. She's in the zone.
Pounding the weight.
Pounding the weights, yeah. This is from the back day frequency. I've been having like crazy forearm tightness, like elbow pain. So I got some cupping. In case anybody who doesn't know, that's just from cupping, my tissue guy, trying to get these forearms loosened up. Oh, damn it. I'll just cram my legs under like this. There we go. Yep. I'm just in the midst of this long off season. Kind of looking back at last year, I was obviously really happy. Went into Chicago, won Chicago. It's my pro debut. Honestly, I couldn't have been happier. It turned out fantastic. But you know, you get to the Olympia and you realize how much of a size game this is. You know, all those guys in those first callouts are heavily muscled. And I was definitely one of the smaller guys on that stage. And I just knew if I want to continue to move up the ranks, I just have to be bigger. And I really didn't feel like I had the time to improve. So taking this year off, I felt was just the only move for me. I have all the faith in like my ability to work and improve. And I know I have the structure to do this and take this as far as I want. It's just the size. You know, let this be kind of a message to any of you guys. If you're undersized for your class or your division, just take the time. This is not an overnight sport. There is no quick and easy when it comes to bodybuilding. If you want to look like you spent a lot of time building muscle, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time building muscle. That was poop?
Yeah.
Not good?
Down 2 reps.
Oh no. Well, you are dieting. She's dieting right now. A little mini cut. That's like the first time you haven't progressed week to week in a while, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's been, I don't know, maybe like 8 weeks that we've been
dieting. So yeah.
Could be catching up a little bit.
And for anybody that's wondering, we obviously just said she's taking the year off. When it comes to bodybuilding, I just firmly believe in like a game of push and pull. You can only head in one direction for so long. So pulling back, getting hungry, tightening up, and then just setting yourself up for those little mini rebounds within an off season, I think is super important. Right now, I'm just at the end of like this push phase. It's like 273 this morning. That's pretty heavy for me. It's about the heaviest I've ever been, but I feel it. And you can only operate in these ranges for so long. Like, you know, you start dealing with digestive issues and just, you know, overall can be a bad thing. So don't be afraid to pull back if you've been heading one direction. Don't redline your appetite for long periods of time. A game of push and pull, it's necessary. Well, you cursed me on that one. I also lost the rep. Yeah. I underperformed.
No, I thought you were looking strong.
No, it's fine.
I don't know why pull downs are so hard to progress for me.
Well, it's this. It's just that 10-pound jumps. Here's a 2.5 pound plate. It's an easy way to progress. Slap 2.5 pounds on. That way you're not making those big 10-pound jumps. Especially if you're here, where I'm at, 220, then it's a 20-pound jump. I didn't reference my logbook first. Okay, I gotta look at my logbook real fast. Fuck.
Did you get 15?
Yeah. My logbook said 15, and I was like, fuck. I didn't really feel like doing 15 reps. But that was 15 and 3/4. I'll log it like that. I genuinely don't care. So if I know that like I at least try to take that rep progression, I'll annotate that in my logbook. You know, that way next week if I get 16 like fucking bang on reps, I know that I progressed. All right, next movement is gonna be this Smith machine bent over row. And as you guys see, I wanna be parallel with the floor. I don't wanna see any upper back movement. The only thing I want moving is my arms. I see a lot of guys that do a lot of this stuff where they're using their low back, using momentum, standing up and shrugging. Stay parallel with the floor, pitched over. That's why I have this box here. So I get nice and deep, movement only in the arms, nothing in the low back or hips. There is a lot of discussion about barbell rows and whether or not that's optimal. And listen, I'm all for a good cable row or a machine row. I love all of these things and I think they all have their place. But I think for a fully well-developed and well-rounded back, there needs to be a movement where you are bending over and your entire back, your spine is taking the brunt of the load. Not chest supported, not a machine, whether that's a deadlift or a bent over row. I think just there's really something to be said for being completely pitched over parallel with the floor with hundreds of pounds in your hands. I think it's completely necessary. Bent over rows, that's how dad did it. That's how grandpa did it. That's how we build big erectors and thick backs, all right? Something about this 90 minutes of training I do makes it to where I don't feel guilty for being lazy all day. So I'm gonna go home. We were just talking, it's raining outside right now. What a perfect excuse to like go home and turn on the PS5 and play video games all night. I mean, what else are you gonna do? It's raining.
More.
I needed more, you think?
Maybe one more.
I had one more in me.
One more.
She keeps me honest. Okay, so let's be the next movement, this chest support T-bar. So you guys saw the first two movements were primarily for lats. So that lat pull down, very lat specific. The bent over row, you know, I'm keeping my elbows tucked in and I'm trying to target the lats. But to be honest, low back is loaded, glutes, hams are loaded, and I'm gonna be getting a little bit of upper back engagement. So I think that's a great transition movement from like a lat specific into an upper back. So that's kind of my thought process between these three movements.
You love me too?
I love you too. Okay, bye sweetie, I'll see you later.
Hurry up, I want pizza.
Say bye to the people. Yeah, we're getting pizza tonight. I'm actually super excited for it. Haven't had pizza in a long time.
Probably Italy.
Italy, yeah, probably since Italy. So, okay, here, put it here, dog. Peace out. Fucking sucks the air out of me. Can't grunt and hardly breathe. I actually noticed like I've been trying to increase reps on this, but I found that like at a certain weight, I just can't do more than 8 reps because I can't fucking breathe. So I'm better off just taking like load progressions and staying in that 6 to 8 rep range because that's all about all I can handle. Oh yeah. Whew. Well, I take it all the way there. On the last set, we reviewed, and it was obvious that I probably had one more rep. Well, on that one, I just made sure to squeeze out that last partial. All right, good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I was just explaining to my videographer that when I was strapping in that last set, I was looking at the weight and I realized I had a 25 on that I didn't have on last week. I just slapped on weights and I wasn't thinking. And then I checked my logbook, I go to strap in, and I had 25 more pounds than I did last week. But I just said, fuck it, and I went in and did it. And I ended up still matching reps. So I think there is a lot to be said for just the mindset and just like going fuck it and committing and going for it. And it's sometimes just whatever we tell ourselves is what happened. And I locked in and said, fuck it, we still gotta get what it said on paper. So now I'm doing my back off set with my top set weight. See how it goes. Nice little elephant noise there. Sound like a choo-choo train. Done there with that. And you guys might notice pretty low volume this whole session. I did 2 sets of pull downs, 2 sets of rows, 2 sets of rows there. To be honest, I got in a rhythm of doing a little more volume, and you'd see me doing 3 sets of these pull downs and then 3 sets of rows there, and then throwing in a drop set, tensifiers. Where I think there's value to that, it just started to catch up to me, you know? I think there's a lot of studies and there's a lot of literature on how increasing volume can increase muscle growth. But those studies just aren't done on trained individuals with a decade of training experience, 275 pounds, on anabolics, pro bodybuilders. It's just a completely different world. And that's when I started seeing, you guys see my forearms are beat up because, it got to the point where I could barely grab this pull down bar because my forearms are so beat up, my elbows are beat up. So it's not just the recoverable volume on your body parts. We're moving big loads, and if you're a heavily muscled guy moving a lot of weight for a lot of reps, you're gonna inevitably have to cut down the amount of volume you can do. So me right now, I cannot do the same amount of volume I could do when I was 220 pounds. But there's also ways to mitigate the effect on those tendons and joints, and that's why you'll see me pausing in a lengthened position, slow negatives. I'm very precise with what I do to mitigate that damage and to mitigate any of these strains and issues that can arise. Right now, I'm just keeping it simple, 2 working sets of everything, and that's down from where I was, say, 2 weeks ago, and immediately I just felt better. Pay attention to these things, toggle volume back and forth, find what works for you. This is gonna be the last movement here. I got these D handles here on this gym pin attachment, and I'm gonna be pulling into the upper back. So this is gonna be an upper back pull down. That first pull down I did, elbows were in front, tucking into the lats. Here, I'm gonna be driving elbows behind me, aiming for scapular retraction, and really trying to get the rhomboids and then lower traps. So I'm actually gonna superset that with dumbbell shrugs. So I'm gonna go back and forth here, pull down right into the shrug. If I'm being honest, in most instances, there's more reasons to not do a superset than there are to do them. A superset is just a way to ensure you underperform on the subsequent movement. So let's just say I'm doing a chest press and I'm gonna superset that with pec deck. So I do a pec deck first, then into a chest press. That chest press is only gonna suffer because I tired myself out on the pec deck. Here is that I struggle to connect with these body parts. I struggle to feel and connect with the traps and my rhomboids. And when I move from this into the shrug, I just really connect with that shrug a lot better, and vice versa. So when I come back from the shrugs into this, I'm just able to connect and feel better. If we're talking about, this bent over row, if I'm gonna superset a pull down with that bent over row, then that would just be ridiculous. That bent over row is gonna suffer majorly from doing a pull down. But pull down, shrug, these are not like high impact movements, not taxing on the central nervous system. So those two can pair up pretty well. I kind of look at it as like finishing a chest day with a pec deck and some push-ups. Kind of same thing. But again, I've just been in the rhythm of talking way too much this workout. So let's finish up. Intra carbs, but I don't want an orange one. I gotta put this orange one back. If you wanna get big and get sick pumps, that's what it's about. All right, guys, so that's a wrap. Back day number 2 done. I know you guys haven't seen much of me this off season. I think that's why I was talking so much. I missed you guys. I wanted to make sure to thoroughly communicate. But I did recently invest in a little bit of vlog stuff. So you're gonna see some more vlogs coming your way. Comment on this video and bug me for it. But as usual, comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Ring the bell. I love you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.